couple of days ago, I released a short video talking about why, possibly why the Legion Go 2 is not in stock. We now know why they weren't exactly in stock. And I was just right in the middle of making a video about the Lenovo Legion Go Gen 1, which I still have at the moment. I play plenty of games on there. I think I'm knowledgeable on exactly what I'm talking about in terms of specs and whatnot, and what type of games I play and what I have it on my screen at the moment. Um, that sort of thing. I was in the middle of making a video for the Legion Go, but I've learned just now that the Legion Go 2 is having a major price increase. I think the base model is coming from either $1,100 all the way up to $1,800, and then the model in the middle is coming up to $2,000, and then the the best one, the one I was technically looking to save up for, is now almost $3,000. That is a problem. That is a major problem. It's a problem because of a number of things. Number one, I know it's AI, but I'm gonna try not to include that or explain that in this video because I understand completely and more than likely people already understand it as well to be the to go excuse for this. However, this introduced a bigger problem to these handhelds altogether than um, than what I was concerned about. A bigger problem to it. I wasn't as much concerned about the pricing, uh, more so the capabilities, because they're all like reaching for the ceiling and whatnot. You get performance out of them. Um, However, it would most definitely at some point in time clash with the laptops ecosystem and then the full blown PC ecosystem, right? They all have their uses, they all have their um, generalities. Like, why would you buy a laptop over a handheld? Well, you would buy a laptop because it gives you leverage on desktop apps, or rather browsers. Work on them. You can do coding directly, editing videos and whatnot. Or maybe you travel a lot and you want to game but have the convenience of a keyboard in front of you. So you will buy a laptop for that. A handheld, let me grab this Steam Deck over here. A handheld, essentially, is you don't care very much about a keyboard. You just want to play your games on something like this. You have the controllers mounted on top and that sort of thing, which is a novelty, and it is a beautiful thing. Okay, and the Steam Deck OLED is slightly cheaper if you can get one now. The Steam Deck OLED is cheaper than getting a laptop. That makes perfect sense. You're paying for performance as well enough for like Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, or even brand new games like Meta Morbid of the source that just came out. Um, yeah, I'm very happy with those sort of things. Now, here's the issue. It's my phone. Uh, sort of have notes on here. Yes, here's the issue. Now the problem is the price. The prices are increasing, and that adoption rate, or should I say that veil, in which this is the handhelds market, this is the uh, laptop market, right? They're now, in terms of pricing, they're overlapping. And it's getting to an issue in which, okay, I don't need a Legion Go 2 because it's way out of my range in terms of pricing, right? I know it's powerful. I get it. But here's the thing though. I can just straight up buy the controllers for the Legion Go 2, and I can get the brand new glasses that come with that from the Gen 2, right? And I can use it with my Legion Go Gen 1. They're they're compatible, right? They have the controllers have the same dimensions. The glasses are just upgraded and they work completely with the Legion Go. So, and I don't play all that demanding games on Steam. If you look at my Steam account, it's just pretty much old games. Like I'm getting into Lego games and SpongeBob games and games that are easy to run on the system because I have the Steam Deck and I know it can only do 800p. So let's just concern ourselves with certain games that will run easy on there and on there, which is exactly what I've been doing. Okay, and two, since they're backwards compatible, their peripherals are backwards compatible. Like I mentioned, the glasses and the controllers. Really, I could use a power buff, sure. However, it will be too redundant to get another Windows 11 or another Steam Deck or Steam OS type of system, right? I already have one, so that means I already have plenty of it. One and the other, right? Most people can't do that. Most people can't. They're not in a position to be able to have these devices and a PlayStation 5 and a Nintendo Switch and let's say an Xbox. So they have to decide on their best dollar, what they can afford at the moment. And I don't like this idea of having to tell people. A lot of tech people on YouTube, a lot of tech YouTubers, they do this a lot. In which, when you notice that the price is going to get worse, you immediately, I should say, you immediately get into FOMO, that sort of thing, which is, I understand and it's reasonable. However, we're at a position in which people just don't have that sort of type of income that can stretch immediately because you're emotionally attached to these type of products and that sort of thing. I don't think that anyone should be rushing, even if you do want it. I don't think anyone should be considering getting it now or anything of the sort and make rash financial decisions. I don't think that should be the case. So I'm not going to say that even though the prices are going up, I'm not going to say that you should rush out and get one. I'm just put the brakes on that, please. Please, for a moment, actually think about what you're saying with that. You're saying to make rash financial decisions now because of the instability of the market. Okay, but do you really need it? Do you really need it? I'm asking you honestly. Do you really need it? Because the Legion Go is just fine on itself. The Steam Deck is perfectly fine. It has an OLED screen. That's better than the Switch 2. The supposedly HDR screen. 4K, whichever. We're not going to get to that. I can make another video on that. Another video. However, these devices, they run just fine. I'm not concerned about their performance because I know what to expect of them, right? I really don't like this FOMO type of feeling. If things happen, they happen, and there's not much that I can do. There's not much anyone else can do. It's just these AI facilities running themselves into the ground as they are. You know, if they go broke doing it, they're gonna go broke doing it. But they're going to behave as if they don't owe anybody anything and it was a worthwhile venture, while destroying their own trustworthy goodwill with us, the fans, us, the consumers. Anyway, I don't want to get off topic. Yeah, man. These are really interesting times. Really, really interesting. And I'm technically concerned about the stability of all of this. Because now Lenovo has the tough task of justifying the price, in which you're in the 3,000, almost the $3,000 range. There's always something better that's pre-made, or I should say pre-built PC, or their own laptops could fare better than the handheld can. And I'm pretty sure that Neo, the One Player X, they have something in that price range, or cheaper than that. That's stronger, that performs better than the Z1, or I should say the Z2 Extreme chip. These sorts of things. So I'm sure it's just like okay, we have to do this type of decision because we don't control the chip uh, processing or engineering of that. We don't control Micron and what they're doing. So we have to protect the business, that sort of thing. I get it. I completely understand from a business standpoint. However, everything else now just looks strange, foggy. And I kind of, okay, I kind of want to get into another point that I want to make, but it technically doesn't have to do with this singular device. It has to do with everything else. Is it just me, or did the hype die down for these PC handhelds? I mean, honestly. And I don't know what else is down the pipeline. What are we going to have? Another sequel of this? Another design of the Steam? We'll have the Steam machine that's supposed to come out. Hopefully, it will come out still later this year, hopefully. But after that, what else is next? MSI isn't. They have one handheld. I think it released several months ago. But after that, what happened to all the hype? What happened to everyone else? You know, I don't even know what's coming down the pipeline for the next 2 or 3 years of the sorts. Do we have to wait until CES 2027 for another release of handhelds that has just about the same specs, just an OLED screen as these $1,000 handhelds, and then call it a day, that sort of thing? This competition feels stiff, like, and it's unrewarding as well. Unrewarding for the consumers like me, and unrewarding for the the tech companies. Why? Well, it's because it feels uninspired now. The ceiling has been reached with these devices, and it seems like the ceiling get breached again and again, so the price breaches the ceiling. So I want you to be aware of what you're actually paying for, since the dollar is getting stretched plenty already. Well, anyway, that's just me, one man's opinion. I'm glad to know what your opinion is, that sort of thing. Thank you very much for watching this video. It's my outro. Leave a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. I'll see you guys later. Oh yes, subscribe to the algorithm. Sorry. Goodness gracious. Leave a like for the video, subscribe for the algorithm. Blah, blah, blah.